Hey, it's Jayson here at Grand Teton Harley Davidson. Today we are going to be going over this 1200 Sportster. It's due for its first service. We want to show you what is entailed into the first service and why it's important to have it done. This bike belongs to Zach, our media guy, and we're gonna just walk him through it.
Yeah, I'm super stoked, man. This is not only my first Harley Davidson, but my first new bike as well. So for the last 15 years of riding, I've ridden like old vintage stuff. Yeah. And I've wrenched on a bunch of it, but I'm interested to see like, okay, what does actual like interval service look like?
Right.
You know what I mean?
The ins and outs.
Yeah. Gotcha. You like how I kept it clean for you?
Yeah, she's beautiful. Beautiful. It's better than sitting in the garage.
There we go. There we go.
Yep.
All right, man. Where are we starting?
Let's get her off the ground.
Okay.
So what I generally like to do first is check the charging system, battery voltage. That'll give us a heads up on if there's anything else that we need to address.
Right, like a weird draw somewhere or something like
exactly.
that. Okay, cool. So what type of battery is this? Is it just lead acid?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a fancy lithium or
no.
something like that? Oh, okay,
no.
okay.
Stock lead acid. One of the best things you can do for this battery is keep it plugged into a battery tender.
Does this come with a hot lead right up?
It does.
Oh, that's
under
awesome.
Under the side cover. It looks like you've got a separate one wired in here also. So you've actually got two.
Dude, fancy. I just learned something about this bike. I had no idea.
I know, right? See? There's all sorts of fun stuff hidden under here. Perfect. 14.1.
All right, so voltage is good, but is it standard for it to have two leads, like for charging and heated gear and stuff like that?
No. We the manufacturer started putting one on, I believe, in 2014 from the factory, so you can keep it plugged in. Our dealership, because we're in cold weather all the time, we add a second one, a little easier access, but you can also use it for heated gear or some other accessories that you need while you're out there.
Jayson, did you pull that without getting any oil on your fingers?
I did.
Oh my gosh, dude, you're a pro. You're a pro.
You don't want oil on your fingers.
No, you don't want oil on your fingers.
Man.
Now, you pulled the derby cover in this gasket. I actually don't know what's the story here.
Part of the services we're going to lube and adjust your clutch.
Oh, okay.
So we got to have access to the adjuster here. Mm-hmm. That also gives us a chance to kind of double check, make sure your cable's in there nice and tight, nothing's goofy, with your mechanism at all. And then kind of keep an eye too. I mean, even though it takes a certain amount of fluid, we're kind of watching there to see where the level's at. Cool. So we're not overfilling it. That's the engine oil. A little dirty. Not horrible though. It's time.
Yeah, that was something, again, new bike experience. There was a lot of weird smells.
Yes.
Right? And I've wrapped pipes in the past.
Right.
And that wrap, you wrap it in that fiberglass stuff, it heats up and kind of melts.
Heats up and stinks.
It stinks.
And,
and so in my head, I just kept telling myself, I'm like, no, it's just all the greases and oils and stuff of the brand new bike burning up, right? And it didn't blow up, so I guess I was right.
You were right. You were right. But it generally goes away within a week.
I would say my first 500 miles, it was gone.
It was gone.
Yeah. All right, so I've noticed you loosened the whole clutch assembly. Mm-hmm. You didn't just check tightness or whatever. Loosen the whole thing. Yeah. So what's the reason for? It's like a hard reset, basically. Then.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because when everything's new, they'll set it at a certain tolerance. Mm-hmm. And another thing that happens, especially on new bikes, is the cables will stretch a little bit.
Yeah.
They're wound cable, so after using it so many times, it tends to stretch, so we lose adjustment on everything. So this gives us a chance to pretty much reset it back to where it should be.
I would have just been like, it feels good, right?
Yeah, it feels good. Yeah.
It's cool to see how in depth it is, even on like a brand new bike.
Yeah.
This is essentially a brand new bike.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's cool to see how in depth this process is. All right, so while the fluids drain, you're just busting through checking torque on different accessories and stuff?
Yeah. On all the critical fasteners. These things loosen up after a while. Yeah. Just like to double check, make sure everything's legit,
Makes sense. No, wait. What is that?
Alignment tool. Checking alignment.
Okay, so this is homemade.
Yeah. And actually they tell you in the older manuals used to tell you how to make these. So we just go from this side, leave that there, and then we can come over here, same side. Or same, and she's right dead smack in the middle of the axle.
That is cool.
So we know at that point that your alignments are correct.
I'm gonna have to steal that trick. I like that.
Pretty neat.
All right, so going to throttle next.
Yeah.
So this is actually the only thing. The clutch did get a little soft, but the throttle is actually the thing that I really noticed. Like
Yes.
it got less responsive, obviously, right, as that cable stretched, and then it actually stuck on me at the top end a couple times because
Yeah,
I had to full throttle once or twice.
I felt that when I test rode it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, lubing and adjusting this will remedy that. These things take quite a bit of abuse. You think about it.
Well, I may have taken this off road once or twice too. So.
Well, you know.
Hey, these were the original flat tractors,
Right?
man.
I was gonna say. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So she must just had a little bit of grime in there.
Yeah, I like the sound of that snap.
This is probably one of the most important things you want to keep up on is your tire pressure. I would say check them every time before you ride. You know, a lot of guys will think that's overkill, but you don't know if you picked up a nail on your last ride and your rear tire could be 20 pounds down, you run on 10 and you hit a corner.
Yeah.
It's gonna get a little crazy. Like your front's actually a little overfilled.
Oh, okay.
Which is gonna give you a weird handling, so we'll just drop it.
Obviously, the right thing to do is check your tire pressure every time.
Definitely.
What I do is I just go kick the tire, right?
Yeah.
Just as like, okay, it's hard, right?
Right,
I got
yeah.
some. Do you check your tires before you ride every time?
Every time.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
Clean up my game. All right, so you're going full Sherlock. What are you looking
Yes. Anything that could be damaged, like right there, is just checking wheel bearings. Make sure that the desk caps haven't popped off and that we don't see exposed bearings or any metal. Checking the belt. Kind of going over it, make sure there's no tears, frays, rocks. You know,
Nothing
anything
weird
stuck
hanging
in
out,
there.
sticking
Right.
out. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
So right now, basically just going over, checking for leaks, brake system. You know, check up on the motor, make sure we don't have anything leaking up there. Open that up. Now we can see the filter, which is very clean.
I'm positive, obviously, that is what's supposed to happen, but it
Yes.
wounds me. All of that oil goes onto the engine like that.
Right? Well, I tend to take a little bit of a Zap brake cleaner after.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We'll hose that
Yeah,
down.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
But it's going to get a bath after this anyway.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. All right. It's actually in really good shape. Didn't find anything too serious.
Yeah. I need to treat you. Tell me to ride it harder. Is what you're telling me.
Definitely.
Okay. Perfect.
Definitely. All right, so we just finished up on our 1,000-mile service. Got it washed up. She's shiny.
Looking good, man.
Looking good. So I hope you kind of make sense now why bring it to the dealership for your first 1,000th service or any service at that is important. You know, it's more than an oil change, which a lot of people get. They think that's all we're doing is just dropping oil and filling them. But, you know, we do like to touch base, go through that checklist, and make sure that the bike is as sound as it can be.
Dude, and that's the thing is, like, somebody who wrenches on their stuff, you did things differently than I would have done them.
Right.
But you did them differently in a way that, like, I can see how it's monitoring,
Yes.
like, future or potential problems,
Right.
Which was really cool to see. So, yeah, dude, thanks. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, bud. No problem. Just remember, next one's at 5,000.
Yeah.
And it's every 5,000 after that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Be interesting to see what we have next.